Hello, welcome to this week's video. I'm going to do a Q&A for you today all about arty stuff. Hello, I'm back. Sorry that I didn't post a video last week. It was super hectic with other life stuff going on, so I didn't manage to get one posted, but I hopefully will make it up to you now. I'm going to do a Q&A for you guys. For those of you who don't know, my name's Beth. I'm the artist behind Beth Foster Art, and this is my channel where I share my artist journey with you, what I get up to. I do a lot of day in the life or day in the week in the life of an artist and things like that, as well as Q&As and process videos, studio tour. I did sketchbook tours as well. I do a lot of sketchbook tours, so if that's what you're into, then please consider liking and subscribing. Yeah, so then you can come along on my journey with me and we can hang out. Or if videos aren't your thing, I do a monthly newsletter where you can find out a bit more about my personal life. I go into a lot of detail about what I get up to outside of my art stuff. So yeah, I'll leave the link down below for you if you fancy hanging out with me there instead of YouTube. But yeah, let's get into the Q&A. So I posted a while ago on my Instagram, just posted a story saying I was thinking of doing a QA video, so if anybody had any questions that they wanted to ask me, then to let me know and I'll do a video about it. So I got a couple of responses and I posted the same on my community bit here on YouTube, and I got a question, so I thought this would be a really good opportunity to just chat to you guys a bit more and answer some questions. So I wrote them down in my pink cute fluffy llama, I think it's a llama notebook. My friend got me this for my birthday. It's super cute. So yeah, let's get into the questions. So the first question is, what piece of art are you most proud of? I will get it for you and show you. 2 seconds. Does it fit? It fits. So this is a painting that I did, a portrait of my friend, and it was actually for my A-levels. I think I did it in college, which was 10 years ago, nearly 10 years ago. But I'm so proud of it still, and I think it's one of the best paintings I've ever done. I'm really happy with it. I peaked early and I haven't been able to get back to being this good ever since. But yeah, this it's quite big in size comparison. A1? A2? A1? I don't know, but it's just on a bit of cardboard that I managed to get from the college shop, I think. So yeah, I did it for one of my projects there as a final piece. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. Oh, it's really dusty. But yeah, I just like how I did the broken colour and like used the cooler shades for the shadows on the face and everything. And then it's kind of got these dynamic like extra bits on it, and I've got some masking tape in there as well to give it a bit of texture. And like I spent a long time on the background getting it to look interesting and yeah, give it kind of that atmospheric feeling. So yeah, this is probably my favourite piece of art. It's just acrylic paint. I was just using like the student grade, like the standard acrylic paints, and it's lasted for almost 10 years already and it's not faded or done anything. So yeah, really happy with it. I love like some of the details on the eyes. So yeah, and the hand as well, I think came out really well. So this is probably my favourite painting that I've done, or piece of art in general really. The one I'm most proud of. If you've seen my studio vlog video, you'll see this is pride of place on my easel behind you guys now. So I keep it on display all the time in my studio because yeah, just really happy with it. It's kind of warping a little bit, so it's meant to look like that. It's kind of warped, but yeah, it's meant to be like this. But yeah, I keep it on display, so I'll link that video down below if you want to go and watch my studio tour and you can see this one in its place in my studio. Okay, so the second question is, how long have you been into art and what got you into it? That's a good question. So, all my life, pretty much. I can't remember a time where I wasn't interested in drawing and colouring. One of my earliest memories is in, must have been reception class or year one. I was about 5, I think, and I'd just go in and every morning ask the teacher if we could do painting today. And I think the first week or so we were allowed to because we were just settling into the new classroom and stuff. So I always got to paint, and then the curriculum started and we had to do other things and I was really sad. But yeah, I remember always going in and asking, can we do painting today? So yeah, I've been obsessed ever since I was a kid. My dad is really good at art, so I think I get it from him. He was going to go into a career working in a gallery if he got the grades he needed for his GCSEs. Well, they weren't GCSEs back then, but if he got the grades he needed. But unfortunately he was like one off. Instead of an A he got a B, I think. So he ended up going down like an engineering route instead. But he's so talented at art. He doesn't need reference photos. Like, he can create these amazing like detailed landscapes just from his mind, which is insane. So I hope, I'm not that good. I always need reference photos and stuff to do any painting or anything, so a little bit of his talent has rubbed off on me, hopefully. But yeah, so for as long as I can remember is the answer to that question, and it was my dad that got me into the whole art thing, because we always used to just do painting together when I was a kid. He used to bring home these massive bits of cardboard from work and just put them on the garden, and I'd just sit there and paint aimlessly, like splodges of paint everywhere. So yeah, that's like my earliest memories of being interested in art and being creative. And I think, like, obviously the more you practice, the more you get good at it. So it takes ages to build up your style and get good at the hand-eye coordination and getting used to the different materials and how you like to work as an artist. So I eventually got to the point where I am now, 27 years later. But yeah, that's how it all started. I did art as GCSE, I did graphics as GCSE, and then I carried that on to college where I did fine art and photography, so that was a good overlap, and media studies and English, so they all kind of combined really well together. And then I did fine art at university, so I carried it on. I think because by that point it was just what I enjoyed doing. Like, I love doing other creative stuff, like I'm quite musical, I play guitar and I used to play clarinet and I sing, and I really enjoy music and kind of other creative outlets, but art was the one I was most confident in, and I wanted to pursue, because I'm quite a shy person. Like, I'd be too nervous to ever do anything musical and perform, or anything like that, whereas art, I can sit by myself, nobody's watching me, get on with a painting and then just present the final outcome to the world, whereas I'm not presenting myself, I'm presenting what I've made. I don't know, I prefer that, I think, to performing. Like, I'd love to have the confidence, but I don't. So art it was. I just kept pursuing that. So yeah, I did a fine art degree. Then I took a break from art. I think I've been in education so long and I didn't really know what to do with all of it. So I took a year out. My other passion, as you know, is animals, because I'm a wildlife and nature and pet portrait artist. So I love animals, have always loved animals. So I went and worked at a veterinary clinic for a while to help some poorly cats and dogs. And then I went travelling, and then I came back to do my master's degree in illustration, and kind of after a year of not doing much art, I was really craving like needing to go back and focus on something creative. So that's what I decided to do. And then from there, I got a job as a graphic designer through work experience from the uni. So yeah, I'm able to be creative in most aspects of my life, which is really good. So that's kind of a really long-winded answer to the question of how long I've been into art and what got me into it. And then the last question is, have you ever considered drawing mythical animals or drawing your own creations? That's a really good idea. I love stuff like that. I'd love to do like character design for games. I think that would be really cool. And like Harry Potter, thinking of all like the designs and how you would bring to life these mythical creatures and making up like different animals and things. That is really cool. I think I really appreciate how people make them and how they come up with them, but I don't know if I have the creativity to do it myself. Like, I say I'm a creative person, as in I'm arty and I like to paint and draw, but with a reference photo, like I need something to base it on to start it with. Like I'm not that imaginative when it comes to creating something on its own. So yeah, I would love to, but the ones I have done have been of like regular mythical creatures like unicorns. I've done a couple of unicorns, which I'll show you now. So this is one of the unicorn paintings that I did probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and it's just on a piece of textured, it's like watercolour paper, from a Sea White of Brighton big A3 watercolour pad. So yeah, but I used acrylic paints. This isn't watercolour, it's acrylic. But the paper's held out really well, like it's dead straight and it hasn't warped and it's not gone through the other side or anything. So yeah, really, really nice paper. I always use their sketchbooks and their paper and stuff. I think they're really good. I've never really used anyone else. Yeah, I love all that stuff. I've got a discount code for 10% off their products if you would like some Sea White of Brighton paper or a sketchbook. I'll link some of my sketchbook tours down below as well, so you can check out their sketchbooks and see the really nice quality of their stuff. So yeah, I'll leave all of that down below for you. But yeah, this is one of the unicorns that I painted. Gone for like quite a dark vibe. I think I was thinking like Forbidden Forest, Harry Potter, unicorn, danger, dark, nighttime kind of thing. But yeah, I've kind of layered up the background with loads of texture and some like silver metallic paint and blues and purples and blacks. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this one. I think the composition wise it's okay. Maybe it could have been a bit smaller to fit like all of the horn on, but apart from that, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I quite like using big bold brush strokes and not going into too much detail, and just kind of, yeah, keeping a lot of texture in my work. So yeah, that's one unicorn. And the other one I did is in my Greyfriars Sea White of Brighton sketchbook that I got while I was in Edinburgh on holiday. And Scotland, you know, on their symbol they have the unicorn, so I thought it would be good to draw. So yeah, I've just done this little sketch. It's just a biro pen drawing with some marker pens over the top. Kind of simple. I kind of gone for that half finished look, but yeah. Another mythical or like made up creature that I drew was a chocobo or chocobo, I don't know how you pronounce them, but from the Final Fantasy games. I'll insert a picture somewhere here for you to look at, because I've just had a look around my studio for the original drawing that was in a sketchbook and I can't find it, which is worrying, but I know I took a photo of it a while ago when I first did it. So yeah, that's another mythical made up, I don't know, kind of animal that I decided to draw. I just thought they were really cool, and I just had an urge to use some coloured pencils to do a drawing one day. And I like how you can blend the different coloured pencils and kind of get a lot of detail with them. So yeah, I decided to draw that. So I'm definitely drawn to like making and drawing and representing mythical made up creatures, like, I don't know, just envisioning what they may look like in the real world. Yeah, something about it. It's just intriguing, isn't it? It's like the unknown. That's what's interesting about it. So yeah, I think I definitely want to carry on drawing and making some more artwork around mythical creatures. I'd love to do another unicorn one now that I have some metallic watercolours. I think that would look really pretty, add some sparkle to it. I think that would work really, really well. And yeah, maybe branch out into some other mythical creatures, as I've already done 2 unicorns already. So if you have any suggestions of mythical creatures that I should draw, then leave a comment down below. I'd love to get some inspiration and maybe start doing some drawing or painting. So another mythical creature that I've drawn or painted or printed is mermaids. So my master's degree in illustration, I actually did my project on mermaids because I just had this urge to do something a bit more magical and a bit mythical, and I'd always done, you know, nature and wildlife and things that are actually in the world and exist, and I just wanted to do something a bit more fun. And I think you can be a bit more creative with, you know, colours and design and stuff for something that's not proven to be real. You can kind of put your own spin on it and be a bit more imaginative. So yeah, I decided to do a project called the Siren of Southsea. I ended up making these little concertina books with these like belly bands round. It's like an old map, and it's all in like old kind of font and things. So yeah, these are some of the work that I did. This is just a screen print of a mermaid and a sailor under the water. So my idea for my project was I made like this illustrated poem story, and I based it off where I live. So I'm based near Portsmouth, and I kind of looked and researched into like all the myths and legends of mermaids, and you know how they're all kind of back in the day, because you know it could be easily mistaken for something else. So I decided to play on that idea, and I looked at the Mary Rose ship that sunk in the Solent in the Tudor times. It was Henry VIII's ship, and it sunk in the Solent, which is off of Portsmouth, and they have a whole museum dedicated to it and things, and they think they know why it sunk, but you know, you obviously can't confirm it, and you don't really know. They didn't really know, they didn't have a solid reason or evidence as to why it sunk. So I thought I could use this to my advantage and play on that a little and kind of invent a story with a mermaid around that, and how the ship sunk and a sailor on it, and all of that kind of stuff. So I kind of created this whole other alternate reason to why the ship sunk, and made like this little concertina book out of it. So yeah, it just kind of, it's like one continuous flowing wave with like mermaid imagery throughout, and like a lot of water and blues. Here's the poem and the ship. So these were all original screen prints that I did, and then like the textured water background waves were just like ink experiments, and I scanned all of them in and layered them up and photoshopped them and put them into InDesign and kind of played around with them. I think this is one of my favourites. It's like them capturing the mermaid in a net. So I made like original drawings and then screen printed them. And like a close-up of the mermaid's face, and you can see I've put some like gills on her neck. So yeah, it was fun. It was really fun in like interpreting what a mermaid might do and might look like. That's her saving the sailor. That's her at the end in the ship in the background. Her and the sailor. So yeah, and I wanted to come up with a good title. So sirens and mermaids can be different, I suppose, depends who you talk to, but Siren of Southsea is a place in Portsmouth, has a good ring to it. So that's what I did. And then the belly bands are like old maps of Portsmouth to give it that old vibe. So yeah, I do like mythical creatures. I based a whole master's degree around them. And then this was kind of just a little practice book that I made before the final pieces. So I made an edition of 3 of these books. And then this was my practice one. So I made like the cover and everything myself. So there we go. That's my mermaid. This was all watercolour and biro. More kind of, yeah, realistic, real life kind of representation of her instead of like the more abstract screen print. So yeah. Oh, I quite like this one. It's a double spread at the end with her. So I've kind of, yeah, made it look like the water down in Portsmouth, and in one of them I think I put one of the towers in the background. Oh, you kind of, just a little bit of the old Portsmouth and the towers and stuff in the background. So yeah, that was mermaids. And then from my book I made like a series of screen prints all in different colours of all the different scenes in the book that I did, of all the different mermaids. And I've also, in my studio tour, which I'll link down below, I showed you some of the artwork on my gallery wall, which is just over there, and it's got a couple of my mermaids on it that I've put up to display permanently in my studio, because I really liked them and I was really happy with how they turned out, the screen prints. So I like looking at them every day and reminding myself of that project and the work I did. So yeah, mermaids and unicorns seem to be the winner when it comes to mythical creatures for me. So that was the Q&A. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it interesting and informative. If you have any other questions for me, then comment down below or just give me a message on Instagram or any of my socials. I'd love to do another question and answer video with you. It was really fun. I hope you got to know me a bit more. If you love mythical creatures or you're into art, comment down below anything we've talked about today. Let me know your thoughts and kind of, if you were answering these questions, what you'd say. I'd love to get to know you a bit more. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing. It really helps me out, and you know, will help me reach other people who might like my content as well, and hopefully we can build a little arty community together. I post videos every Sunday, usually once a week, so if you enjoy my content, do stick around because there'll be a new video every Sunday for you. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter to see what I'm getting up to, and if you'd like more info on me and to catch up with me, then sign up to my newsletter. You get a free colouring page in your welcome email for signing up, and we get to hang out there as well. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye!